Part 4 of A Strange Man Moved Into Our House. Last night I did something I probably shouldn't have. I waited until they were all in the room. I crept up the stairs, my heart a frantic drum against my ribs. The old house has old doors with old-fashioned keyholes. I knelt down, my hands trembling, and put my eye to the cold brass. The room was dark, lit only by a few dozen candles they had arranged on the floor. The air inside seemed to shimmer, and in the center of the room he was standing. His posture was ramrod straight like a statue, his head tilted back, and his long, thin arms raised towards the ceiling, his fingers splayed. He was utterly, unnaturally still. And my parents were on the floor in front of him, on their knees. They were prostrated before him, their bodies shaking, their heads bowed to the ground, and they were whispering. A low, rhythmic, frantic stream of gibberish, a language that wasn't a language, a sound of pure, terrified devotion. They weren't hosting a relative. They were worshiping a god. I scrambled back from the door, a wave of nausea and terror washing over me. This was wrong. This was a sickness. My parents were in some kind of cult, and this man was their leader. They were in danger. I was in danger. I ran to my room, locked the door, and I called the police. My hands were shaking so badly. I could barely dial the number. I whispered into the phone, telling the operator that there was a strange man in my house, that my parents were acting erratically, that I was scared for our safety. They said they would send a car over immediately. I hung up, a small sliver of relief cutting through my panic. Help was coming. Knock, knock! The soft, polite knock on my bedroom door made my blood turn to ice. I didn't move. I barely breathed. Knock, knock! I knew who it was. I had never heard him move through the house before. He was always just there. But I knew. I slowly, shakily stood up and opened the door. He was standing there, the man with the long black hair and the terrible yellow eyes. And for the very first time since he had arrived in my home, he was looking directly at me, and he was smiling. It was a wide, thin-lipped, maniacal grin, a grotesque slash of white in his pale face. It was a smile of pure, triumphant malice. Final part is on my channel.